Good morning and welcome to another episode of Moped Outlaws. This one is the first one we've recorded with like super short notice. Up to this point, we've been like out 4 weeks and 3 weeks, and now it's the Friday before Monday. Pretty soon, maybe sometime in 2022, we'll be doing them live. But right now, we have no way of playing the intro music without flubbing it. So we're waiting.
The recording has ended.
Greg's feeling shy today, apparently.
Oh, good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's my nickname for you, Vietnam.
Right, because I'm so faux enthusiastic when we start these things.
Because you're so far away from me.
So far, you just can't see.
Yeah. Oh, I could crack even more.
Well, that's why we're here.
Because you're a bad memory from decades ago.
I'm not sure I understand that. Too
Well,
much weed apparently is protecting.
Vietnam for American history is a bad memory from decades ago. And
got it. And I'm a bad memory from decades ago. That's the part I don't know.
Spat in my face.
Oh. Yeah, well, thing about doing shit like that is you got a lifetime of fear waiting to see if there's any retribution.
Oh, right.
It might come up in your face again sometime in the future, especially if you're partners with your good friend. Although I have to admit, I didn't think about it when I did it. If I had, I probably wouldn't have.
Right, of course. I don't think any of those kind of reactions are premeditated.
Don't defend me.
Oh, that's interesting. Like, think about that. The person who premeditates violence, they're like, I am going to fuck that person up. And they go up to that person and bam, bam, bam.
I did that when I was in 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't really want to go into the whole story since we're already talking about me spitting in your face. It's just like it's one bad story about my character is enough, even if it is from 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Come on, we're talking about one moment in life.
I could prevent me from hosting the Oscars. I am just not down with that.
Yeah, that's real. You know what? Oh, that is so sad to me. So sad to me.
Yeah. But we already had this podcast about cancel culture once before, so we don't necessarily need to go down this road.
And yet cancel culture marches on.
Yes. Does it have blinders on?
Absolutely. In fact, those blinders have been wrapped around the full eye socket.
Yeah. Wow. What a crazy world we live in.
Yeah. I love it.
You know, just as a really non sequitur, one of my favorite things about the holiday season is that Costco sells big bags of organic nuts that you can't really get during the regular season very much, like pecans and walnuts that are already shelled that are organic. It's like, oh man, I walk by and I'm like, these are great, right? And they're so much cheaper than, like, if you buy the tin that's like $12 of the mixed nuts and they're all roasted and salted and it's like it makes you sick. But this is like a whole 1 pound bag and it's the same price.
Wow.
For the raw. And I'm like, this is great. So I'm sure someone will write to us and say, those things were made with so much water.
They were.
Yeah.
They were made with so much water. And the person who writes in with that, I say, how many to-go cups of coffee have you used in the last year? You fucking bit my tongue right there.
I can see it. It's bleeding.
Oh, man.
But this is important. We've got to be mindful of some of this stuff, because if we just allow our unconscious desires and appetites to run roughshod over, we're going to end up with, you know, a worse off world than we already have. Lots of pain and suffering and strife, and, you know, which brings me to this question.
I am laughing because we queued this question up a few days ago. All right.
You know that I'm going to ask this question. How did you know?
Because of our podcast meeting we had.
Oh, but I was telegraphing it that it was that question.
Yeah.
Like it could have been any question.
Yeah, it could have been, but it wasn't. We could have been funny, but we weren't.
Well, I'm still trying.
We could be happy, but we're not. We
Speak for
could be
yourself.
peaceful. I'm dreaming
Dreaming
of a white Christmas
Christmas.
with only politically correct Christmas songs. Nothing about date rape
Or
or
bongs.
and all the women are wearing thongs.
Your results may vary.
Talk about a snowflake.
Yeah, it's the season.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, you want to ask your question?
Not really, but I will.
All right.
What what luxury store would you break
No,
into?
it doesn't have to be a luxury store. It's
Okay.
what
What
store?
store would you break into? Like we've seen all these rash break-ins. Like I don't have enough money on me to buy a PS5, right? And I'm not saying I'd break into the PS5 store, but like what would you do if you were going to go for it and try to snatch and grab that thing? What would you snatch and grab?
Well, it wouldn't be one thing, but I definitely have given this thought. There is only one answer to this question. Tiffany's.
Wow.
And it would not be a single item. It'd be a snatch and grab. And here's the key part. It would be because that would be the highest resellable element. And then I'd buy a house in Mill Valley.
Wow. So you'd fence it right away.
Oh yeah. There'd be nothing I'd want to keep,
Yeah.
unless, I got my necessary $3 million in order to afford a home in Mill Valley. And that's the starting bid.
Yeah, that's just the bid. No, not even the taxes for every year.
Right. So I'd need a cool like 6 to 7 million. If there's anything left over after that, then okay, cool.
Okay.
Plus I have to keep making payments and things like that, like tax payments.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You
Tiffany's.
could create an annuity for that.
Tiffany's.
Wow.
And I'm thinking it would have to be either, New York or where the famous film festival is in Cannes.
Oh, is there a Tiffany's in Cannes?
Cannes.
Cannes?
I think so. Robin went to it. Like when her and her friend went through Europe, one of the treats they did was go to Tiffany's and had free champagne and was trying on all this luxury.
That's nice.
Yeah, she had a great time. I think it was Cannes. It may have been
Paris.
No, it wasn't Paris. It was definitely
Nice?
on the coast. It was definitely, I think it was Cannes. I'm like,
Okay. All right.
sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
Snatch and grab. Yeah. Probably the coin shop down the street. The one with like all the gold coins and
On 4th Street? Or
I'm
the
not going
one
to say
near
what
you?
street and what town.
Well, you said down the street.
Yeah.
It's really that
The
would
one that with the we
so
buy
you-
gold sign.
yeah. So out of like everything on this planet that you could bust into and steal, the shop you chose was the we buy gold. 800 we buy gold.
And honestly, that wasn't my first answer, but I didn't think my first answer was really cool enough to say it. So maybe I should say it now.
Yeah.
The music store.
Well, come on, that's a fucking cool answer.
Yeah, I'd go bash my way in and steal a Fender Strat. That would probably be the
No,
thing
you
I would.
can grab a bunch of stuff. It's not
What?
a
Oh, all right. Well, they're heavy though. It's. I thought it was as much as you could carry,
yeah, and a lot of trips.
and a lot of trips.
Yeah, I'm picturing
Oh,
this is like a 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
got it. And I have a van or something.
Exactly.
Got it. All right. Yeah. So I'd drive the back of the van through the front door of the music store, crack open that thing, and start shoving guitars in. I'd also like there's a couple that I still have my eye on that I'd like to have,
Okay,
but
what do you have your eye on?
a Gibson Les Paul.
What year?
Oh, I'd take a new one. Doesn't have
Oh,
to be an
really?
old one. Yeah. Um,
Okay. You
and it's
don't own a
funny
Les
because
Paul?
nope, I did. I sold
Yeah.
it to buy
Crack.
this custom guitar I bought back in the 90s. I had an old Les Paul that I traded it in. I sold it for 500 and then I traded another guitar to get the rest of what I needed to buy this custom made guitar that the shop had built. This beautiful red and black custom paint job. And
Okay, here's a key question. Which music store would you rip off?
well, Guitar Center, of course.
All right, good. I'm glad you said that. I was worried you were gonna
Say the
say
ones that we like that we talked about. No,
right.
no, those guys are awesome. I'd never steal anything from them.
Yeah, they are awesome.
Yeah.
I
Guitar
wonder
Center,
if
they're corporate
Tiffany's is
schmoes.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody, there must be like George Tiffany Sr. or whatever that
And he's a real nice guy. As long as you wipe your feet before you enter his home.
I actually have some Tiffany's right here.
Do you really?
Yep. Here's the little blue pouch.
And inside is a nickel. Dog chains. Tiffany dog chain. Is there a diamond on there?
No, it's a
Silver?
1 ounce silver dog tag that my ex-wife gave to me, and it has our initials on the back. It says M&M.
Love forever. Well,
No,
at
it
least
doesn't
for
say
the next
that.
20
I'm glad it
years.
doesn't say that. Expires in
Oh,
2014.
that's so funny. I was listening to a playlist on Spotify and one of the songs. Oh no, it wasn't. Anyway, I think it was a TikTok. I'm confusing my media, but the vibe was the song was something like, I would have chosen you in every single life I live, and you wouldn't even choose me in this one.
Jesus,
I was like, ooh,
that guy. So sad.
so sad. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because I was thinking about what I would ask for Santa from Santa too, and it's sort of like, well, isn't it the same question in a way? Because you're like, if I could get anything, I'd get a house in Mill Valley. That's what you'd ask Santa for, right?
That is a great question. Because stealing shit is very material.
Right.
But Santa, it seems like we have the option to ask for something that is immaterial, not material. Hey, but I have a question for you about material you just showed us. So, since that's from your ex-wife and it's like M&M, have you ever had the thought of melting it down and transforming it to something with meaning to the present, or does it that have meaning as it is?
It does have meaning, and I actually was going to melt down the stuff I just sold to the gold shop last week for that purpose, but I had to sell it. That was one of the reasons why I was going to break it.
Go get it back. That's my shit. You
No.
took advantage of me when I was down and out.
No, I did it. I mean, and it in a way,
Hey,
it's letting go of that old stuff.
right.
And I wouldn't really want to tell my ex-wife that, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to call her and ask her for money either. So
That'd be hell of a. I know we haven't talked in a while, and we got divorced. But do you have $20 I can borrow?
We're actually on pretty good terms.
Yeah, that's what
I
I've
talk
heard.
to her fairly often.
Yeah. But so that silver ingot, the silver dog tag, it has meaning for you in the present as it is. That you
Sure.
want to
It
hold
has
on.
more meaning now that I don't have some of the other things she gave me.
You know what? I say fuck it. You got that guitar, get rid of everything else.
This?
Those of you who are listening, Mark just brought down the White Eagle. White Falcon. White Falcon.
Anyway.
A
Yeah, I mean,
collector's Gibson.
sentimentality is one layer to it, but just recognition of the generosity of another human being is the other piece of it. It's not so much about what we were then, but just continuing to receive the blessing of the gift. Recognizing that doesn't, it's one of the things about the illusion of divorce is that we feel like it's a permanent thing or it's a permanency at the end of, but the truth is it's only an end of what we let it be an ending of. Right. And some things we wouldn't necessarily want it to be an ending of, and it is an ending of, and that's real, right? Like blowjobs. But
that is so funny that we both went there.
Every man would go there. And it's awful. I mean, so much for
awful.
my higher self, so much for my image. Oh, cancel that motherfucker. He's not going to be hosting the Oscars.
Hey, anyone who says they don't like oral sex is a frigid. I'm not going to say it. Look,
I don't know. Is there a name for paranoia about dental hygiene? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, there's some phobia that's probably about oral sex that has to do with dental hygiene.
Certainly a vulnerable situation for the one receiving.
Yeah. I tried it with Tabasco in my mouth once.
Really?
I got consent first. I got consent first.
Really? You said, let me try to burn your pussy. And she said, sure.
What basically, yeah.
Were you guys on drugs?
No.
Jesus. I cannot imagine
that new kinky form of pain play.
Yeah, that's just like, here, let me open up a wound and pour some alcohol in it. Is that okay? Does that feel like love?
Well, it lasted a lot longer than I thought.
So it was enjoyed.
Well, it wasn't enjoyed, but it was.
And she was in so much pain, she couldn't say stop.
She could. And she said, well, keep going, you asshole, because that's all I got right now.
Wow.
So it really was a pain pleasure kind of thing. And once we'd gone down the road, then there was some regret right away, for sure. So don't try this at home, kids.
We are pros. We have been trained.
It was an interesting experiment. And she said yes. And I was like, are you sure? And she said yes. And I said, all right, let's try it. She was into pain a little bit, right? And it was not good. And it wasn't fun for me much either.
Yeah, I imagine.
But it was a lot less not fun for me than it was for her. And I held up my end of the bargain, which was that I kept going until there was no more pain.
For either of you? That was the condition?
Well, my pain was over relatively quickly.
And that was the agreement you both had. Like, we're going to work through the...
We're going to ride the lightning, so to speak.
Tabasco, the marriage keeper.
or Ender. No, it wasn't my ex-wife. It wasn't my ex-wife. It was the experimental phase afterwards.
When Mark was sowing his wild oats with prostitutes across the country.
Nope. There was just the one. No,
You're
just
still
kidding.
vying for that Oscar thing, aren't you? I really want to host the Oscars. Please
I'd
don't
be
let
really good
Greg
at
fuck
it.
this up for
I
me.
would. I'd be really good at it.
How's your song and dance routine?
um, why?
Because that's how you open the Oscars when you're good at it.
With the song and dance?
Yeah, all the great Oscar hosts do song and dance openings. They've gotten rid of them recently, and the Oscars suck recently. So suckity, bring
Maybe
back
so.
the song and dance.
So yeah, I'd probably do something from Cabaret.
Well, the tradition, Mr. Wendt, is to do a conglomeration of the
You mean a
year's
medley?
movies. A conglomeration of the year's movies.
I see. Wow.
Said
All
the
right.
blind man.
Well, clearly I'm not fit to do the Oscars on any level.
All right, then let's eviscerate you. Doesn't matter anymore.
Didn't we already do that?
We're working on it. Kind of like Tabasco on a wet pussy.
Oh my god, if people thought badly of me for spitting in your face, now they must think the worst of me. Like, well, who is this guy? Like, nothing I say that's of spiritual weight now will have any foundation anymore.
By the way, practice kindness while you're eating that Tabasco pussy.
I can see now that the Monday's title's gonna be Tabasco sauce.
Tabasco pussy. Lick it clean.
Oh god.
Lick it while it's hot.
Oh god. I'm pretty confident this person isn't gonna hear this.
Well, you know, if she does, she'll know who we're talking about. I don't know who we're talking about. And
Yeah.
God bless the person who's open to experimentation, learning and growth. That's what that's about, huh? Learning and growth.
Yep.
So, kids,
And kink.
kank.
I wonder what the name of the fetish would be. Well, it can't be a fetish because no one will want to do it a second time.
I don't know. There's people who do some crazy shit over and over again.
I want their number.
Well, just go to any Trump rally. They show up over and over again thinking that's the right thing. Let me tell you, going to a Trump rally is like eating Tabasco pussy. Okay. It's a mistake. And,
I'm
I
it's not even
guess
funny anymore. I'm just laughing because I can't stop laughing.
it's just absurd. Tabasco pussy.
The gift that keeps on giving. If you want a hot time tonight, call
Fire crotch.
That's from something, right? Fire crotch.
Yeah. It's what's her name? The child actress who just went off the rails over and over again. And
Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan. So she's got a famous quote from an interview about fire crotch.
Oh my god, I got so choked up on that. It's hard to think of what I would want to get from Santa now after all that.
Tabasco.
No. One of the ways I knew I would survive, though, was when I was a teenager. I my really, really good friend who ended up being best man at my wedding, and I was the best man at his wedding, a guy named Steve, who's now no longer with us. So he won't mind if I tell this dumb story. When we were in the 7th grade, we were latchkey kids. His parents worked, my parents worked. And so basically from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we had the run of whichever house we would go to. And his house was more centrally located. And so we would go there. And one day we had kind of gotten the attention of a couple of girls that we thought we'd try to impress. And so we brought him over to his house. And of course, his house was kind of funky, wasn't the greatest spot. And we were like trying,
very nice. Steve.
We were like, oh, we got them. They said yes. They're coming up the stairs. What's in the kitchen? Like we wanted to be good hosts. And his parents were restaurant owners, so there wasn't really any food in the house because they just ate at the restaurant all the time. So there was basically open the cupboard and there wasn't anything there, really. But there was a bottle of Tabasco sauce
Oh, Jesus.
and a couple of shot glasses.
Oh, Jesus.
So we said, "Hey, gals, do you want to take a shot of Tabasco with us? We do it all the time." Like, we thought we were going to be super impressive. And so they're like, no, thanks. This is, and they didn't say it was turning weird, but it went weird really fast. And Steve and I, we backed ourselves into a Tabasco corner. And so we're like, all right, man, let's do it. And so we pulled that little drip top off of it, and we poured ourselves each a shot of Tabasco, and we clinked glasses and said, yeah, boom. And we threw them back. And it was horrid.
Did you throw up?
No. Luckily, I was a teenager. I was still bulletproof at that point in my life. But it was definitely 20 minutes. And you know, that's how I know that peppers are psychedelic, because it stimulates some kind of weird neurons in your brain. So I had kind of a psychedelic experience at that point.
So
it wasn't like acid.
You and your friend Steve
Yeah.
invited these two girls over thinking you're going to get some pussy.
No.
Once again,
we just wanted to hang out with them.
Oh, sure. Come on, you're fucking teenagers. We just wanted to hang out and talk about our feelings.
Well,
fuck you guys.
We weren't going right for sex. We were thinking, well, we could have some fun.
Right.
And then maybe they'd be our girlfriends, because we were short on girlfriends at that point for obvious reasons.
We were short on girlfriends. When it came to the girlfriend thing, we were coming up short.
Anyway,
so we thought, fuck yeah, Tabasco. I don't know.
What I'll say is the girls
Tabasco.
The girls left before it stopped hurting.
Oh my God. They were probably like, holy shit, these two clowns.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. And there you guys are squirming around with your face on fire.
Yeah.
Wait, come back.
And we immediately were like going for the bread to try and soften the blow. You know, bread, milk. Didn't work.
Oh, I wonder what those two girls thought, man.
They have a good story to tell, if nothing else. There was this one time where these two idiots tried to impress us by taking Tabasco shots.
And they tried to get us to do it like they did it all the time. Hey, it's fun.
We thought they were cute because they were both soccer players, but that didn't work out too well. Just goes to show you.
Well, there you go. Don't go home with a soccer girl and think Tabasco is going to work. Go home with a kink girl and give it Tabasco a shot.
It still doesn't work.
Wow,
you think I would have known better.
That reminds me of that scene in Fight Club where he pours the acid on his hand and he's like, just feel the pain, like just work your way through it. Because once you work your way through it, then you're in this mental place where nothing can touch you anymore.
I don't remember that scene. And it just, does it go all the way through his hand? I mean, how much acid are we talking about?
Fucking a lot. It burned. And what's fun about it is later on, you like all the followers in this thing, they all have acid burns on their hand in the same place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Scar, you know, you see these scars. So it didn't go all the way through, but it was enough where you've got a permanent scar for the rest of your life.
Wow. So it must have been some kind of solution, because you can't pour acid on your hand and it won't stop eating your way through it.
Well, it was, I don't know, you know, there was, it may have been lard. It was like something they used. No, not lard. I mean, it was something they used. Lye. That's what I think it was, because it was what they were using to make the soap.
Yeah, it's lye.
Yeah, so they poured lye on.
Yeah. And that's what again, stuff I've learned that is useless knowledge unless you're really fucked up. That's what gangsters do if they want to get rid of the body, is they put it in the tub with lye.
Right. Oh, you know what? You're right about the thing, like, because what happened is when he finally chilled out and calmed down, then he poured, I forget what it was. Was it something to neutralize the acid? So, but he wouldn't do it until like the
After
person
the
was
fight.
in that Zen state of mind.
Yeah.
Whew.
Wow.
It's one of my favorite movies.
So I think what I'd ask Santa Claus for is a variety pack of hot sauce. No.
And a variety pack of pussy to try it with.
No, I will never do that again.
Oh, so if anyone ever brings it up, you'll go, been there, done that. Let's
Yeah.
skip that one.
I might watch.
That's an idea. That is an idea. So you would ask for, come on, what would you really ask Santa for?
A house in Tulum.
Where's Tulum?
It's on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, just south of Cancun.
Right.
It's a really cool area. There's a lot of expats there, artist community, kind of wellness community. It's of course, it's being overrun by white people, but it's still got enough rawness to it and civilization that it's that nice mix still.
Wouldn't it be funny if the expats keep going down to Mexico and Mexicans keep coming up to the United States, and pretty soon the United States is Spanish and Mexico's whitewashed?
Well, that we're well on our way, I think.
Well, we're well on our way to not being whitewashed up here, but I don't think we'll ever whitewash. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's the
We're not reproducing fast enough. There's not enough Catholics going down there.
Come on, people, let's get busy. Tell all the people that you see. Santa. What would I ask Santa for? The ultimate ask. What would I ask Santa for? The ultimate ask.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that just popped into mind is asking that my 3 children have a life of peace and joy.
No, we're not talking about the genie in a bottle. We're talking about Santa.
Santa is a genie in a bottle, you freak.
You could ask Santa for a genie in a bottle.
Oh, you mean the guy at Macy's in a Santa Claus outfit?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to rain on your Santa joke. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rain on your Santa desire. I'm sorry. That wasn't kind of me.
Wait a second. Isn't there a song about that? No, you don't. Hey, man up. Don't apologize for that. After everything I raked you over there the past half hour, and suddenly
I didn't want you to cry.
I don't want to cry. Are you going to cry?
No, but seriously, so it just felt like too abstract. My kids are taken care of for life. Who asked Santa for that? Like, come on.
I do.
So isn't that what the house is for?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Absolutely. Yep. But also just thinking, like, if they could have a life of gently down the stream. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if a life of gently down the stream for the entire lifespan is possible. And they've certainly already had some pretty solid rapids in their life, but it'd be cool if the rest of their life could be gently down the stream.
Yeah. I can relate. And how would you accomplish that? What would Santa have to do? He only comes once a year.
Man, that's Santa's job to figure out. I am too human to go in that direction.
$500 million worth of Amazon stock. That ought to
no. See, that's the thing. Like, it's not money based. That's a part of ease, but it isn't. Ease is peace of mind.
I don't know. $500 million will buy a lot of gurus.
Yeah, it doesn't buy peace of mind.
That's true. In fact, everyone that I've ever met who's wealthy says it's no picnic.
Yeah, and I do have one friend who's very happy being very wealthy, and the joy isn't based on the wealth. It's just like this person is very wealthy. Yeah. And one of the things that this person has said to me more than once is what they've learned in their experience, that is real life experience, is when they give it away, it comes back threefold.
Right. That makes so much more sense. Yeah.
What I've noticed for myself is it's that mindset. So when I'm feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can really pay this bill, I should instead choose it. I got it. Pay this bill now. It's due. Let's move on. The money's there.
Yeah, it's a flow.
It's a
Money is
flow.
a flow. It's not an
Yeah.
object.
It's a
Unless you
menstrual
own the
flow.
gold, unless you own the gold store down the street.
Spicy with Tabasco sauce.
Oh, Jesus. Ow, that hurts. I can't believe you said that.
You know what? My ultimate ask of Santa is it be a really beautiful woman dressed up in a very skimpy Santa outfit.
For just one night?
Let's start there. See how it goes.
Start there. Okay. I don't know. There's a lot of elf baggage that might come with that.
Oh, the dark side of Santa. Shadow Santa.
I'm sure there's an X-rated movie called Kinky Santa, which we haven't seen yet.
Let's keep it that way. Oh, dear.
Huh. Yeah. Wow. Well, see, you never know what you're going to run into when you get on a moped with us.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you get the guy who has everything?
Wow. Yeah. What, like, are we talking like Elon Musk or something like that? Or does it like,
Yeah. Okay. So, like, you're Elon Musk's best friend from high school. You guys have remained friends. Christmas is coming. You'd like to get him something that shows
you bought stock early, so you got you're doing all right yourself, but not
doing all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You trusted this guy, even though at the time Tesla was like flailing about.
Or like you and him bought Bitcoin and split it like 8 years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you got it. Wow. Well, what's so funny? Because I'm actually seriously thinking about what I'm going to get him.
Tiffany dog tag and a bottle of Tabasco.
I'm so glad I warped your brain with that. I consider this show a triumph already.
Yay.
What would I get Elon Musk? Yeah. Yeah, there's some I think one of the great things to do is to create experiences. So rather than get him a thing, I would, since we were quote friends, quote unquote.
Not quote unquote, you're friends.
We're friends.
No quotes, no air quotes.
Okay.
Is that what you do with all your close friends? Yeah, we're friends. We do things together.
For those of you who can't see, Greg's been putting up air quotes for both of those. Yeah.
We're close. We both like Tabasco with our eggs.
God. I can't think now. Which is a good thing, I think.
Well, you were saying the experience, like
yeah, I think it'd be the shared experience that I think would be really fun would be like a tour, like a trip that involved more than one country. That would be like beaches and museums. The 14-day tour. And I would go for more obscure places. I'm not talking the Louvre. I'm talking like something in Brazil, right? Some kind of Mayan ruins, and then a beach excursion, and then maybe like go to Nairobi and go to the Nairobi National Museum, and go jump over to Kenya to Mombasa Beach, South Africa, some kind of like crazy, like I've actually been to Copenhagen, and they have a great design museum there. The beach isn't much though, so especially this time of year. But I would go back. That place was cool. I loved Copenhagen. So something like that, where it's like kind of flying around, doing like it'd be 3 days in each spot. The flight day, you arrive. The next morning is a museum day. Then that night there's some kind of a nightclub experience, and then the chill on the beach reflection experience, and then the next day is the travel day. So you have like one day before traveling on the beach in each situation, and each you arrive the night before. The next day you go to the museum. That night you go out and do something at like some kind of social event. Go to a bar, go to a party, go to a concert, and then the next day you're like chilling on the beach, super cool. And then the day after that, it's a travel day. That's what I'd give him.
All right.
No girls allowed. Just the two of us, right? It's just a friends trip. Right now, we might meet people and talk to them, offer them Tabasco shots.
Well, you both have relationships right now that you're committed
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So you wouldn't take your partner's
No,
wives,
it's bonding time.
lovers.
It's time to get in trouble
You think he could do 14 days
and not be in charge of Tesla.
or anything else he's in charge of? Rockets, tunnels, flamethrowers.
I think he's over the flamethrower thing.
Yes, he came out with a line of Tesla scooter bikes for kids for Christmas, and they sold out right away.
What, you're kidding me?
No, $1,600 each.
It happened? Was that this year?
Oh yeah, yeah. Gone.
Wow.
Gone.
Wow. I want one of those so we can put the Moped Outlaws branding on it.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Oh, that would have been awesome. Yeah, you know what? Though it was a 3-wheeler.
It's for kids. It's not for us.
Yeah, it looked a little modern. You know, it had that Tesla modern. It had a lot of the lines like the truck does.
Yeah, that geometric shape.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a Rivia fan myself. I'm not really into the Tesla pickup truck.
Yeah.
How about you? What would you get, like a Bill Gates or a Nick or a Tesla or?
Well, I wouldn't hang out with Bill Gates with what's been coming out recently about him, but I like what you said about experience. I think Elon Musk seems like the kind of guy who likes to hang out and just sort of vibe with a moment. And I'm aware of a gentleman in Hawaii who does dowsing, and he communicates with whales, and apparently to the degree where you can go out with him and he can call whales to the group.
Wow.
So that's what I would do.
You go out and do some whale dowsing.
Well, yeah, hang out with the whales and this gentleman, he's called Willie the Whale Whisperer. And
Willie? He's Willie called that?
Willie is.
Wow, he's Willie the Whale Whisperer. He's Willie called that.
Yeah, leave the Tabasco at home. And
yeah, you grinding that one into the ground, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'll call you back.
So
so you go whale watching with Willie the Whale Whisperer.
Yeah, and Elon, and it's I think off Maui, so you know, pretty much any Hawaiian island is fine as long as you get out of Honolulu as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And even that's not going to be bad, but there's certainly a lot of better choices. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be it. We're going to go do that. Probably be, you know, it could be a 3-day trip if you don't have time, or if you want to stretch it out a bit.
4 or 5 day trip.
Yeah, whatever. Just hang out, check out this thing, go back to work.
Awesome. I watched a show last night that's the new National Geographic Earth with Will
Smith. You'd like it?
Yeah, I liked it. And that scene where they have the free divers talking to the whales. Oh, you haven't seen it? No. So there's this scene where there's these free divers that go and measure the whale clicks. And you can't in order to measure the decibels and the sounds of the whale's communications, you can't have any apparatus on. You can't have a breathing apparatus. So they do this free diving to get down to them, and then they record them. It's really fascinating and great photography.
I heard some great things about that special. Yeah, that series. It's on Disney, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard it was amazing. Hey, speaking of Disney, have you watched the Let It Be?
Yes. Get Back.
Yeah, you watched the whole thing?
All 3 episodes.
I haven't seen it yet.
I watched them back to back.
Wow. So you spent a whole day?
No, every day they
Oh,
release a new one and then a new one. So
okay.
basically, Thanksgiving week, I watched one a day.
Nice. They're about 3 hours each, right?
The last one's not quite as long as the first two, but yeah,
That's a lot of.
it
Do you
was
like
so
it?
good, so good.
All right.
Yeah, I highly recommend it, and it got me on a jag. So yesterday I was scouring YouTube for Paul McCartney documentaries, and I watched the making of Band on the Run, and right, John Lennon on Dick Cavett, and George Harrison on Dick Cavett, and you know,
What'd you think of John Lennon on Dick Cavett?
there's a piece there where he's kind of funning him. He's kind of like messing with him, which I liked. But then there was also this kind of like, I'd call it distancing. It's like, I don't play this bag anymore, man. This isn't my bag anymore, man, kind of thing. Like, and even with that, even with John Lennon, who at this point is like just sick of being a Beatle and all of that, he still comes off as, an everyman, a working class hero, as he put it. And it's hard not to love John Lennon, I mean, just everything about him, even when he's acerbic and somewhat, disdainful. And I'm really grateful for Yoko's attitude in the last 20 years, because she's continued to be someone who opened the doorway for more John for us to experience. The Get Back documentary was the most satisfying thing since Paul, John, George, and Ringo released the track that John had recorded, that they all recorded on for that, like the last ever Beatle recording. John was dead, and they did a song.
Yeah, the bird, free bird, or that's
Free as a bird.
Free as a bird.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I had a lot, that was very emotional for me, that song. And then this is the thing that's been the most resonant, most emotional for me since. And yeah, it's interesting to discover the truth and have your fallacies skewered.
Yeah. That's what I've heard, that the whole scenario of them hating each other's guts and just bickering and an ugly scene was not real.
Yeah, I mean, I saw tensions, but
yeah,
I actually argued more with Healy and the bands I was in with Healy than the Beatles ever argued.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, it sounds like the same tensions you shared with me with the other bands you're in. Like, tensions happen as part of a.
Yeah.
We've
reached the portion of the podcast where I have to scratch my back, for those of you who.
Sorry to hear that. For those of you watching, the recording has ended. It's amazing how those words have no meaning when I say them. You really need that computer voice woman to step in, and then it really.
Yeah. Happens. Well, you could always capture that and put it like as a little sound thing.
I'd take work that I don't feel I have time for.
Got it. Yeah, it would be commitment.
Are those? No, it's not. It's bamboo behind you. Thought those were white lilies behind you for a second there.
Bamboo? No. You talking about the green plant?
Yeah.
That's a money tree.
Oh, really?
I don't know what its phyllis name is, but
the eBay name is Money Tree.
The eBay name. What's your eBay name, Greg?
Irksome conjunction. That's my eBay name.
We're going to play a little game as a surprise. I have here this thing called the Pep Talk Generator. Now, there's 4 columns, and I'm going to give you're going to pick a number for each column between, it looks like 1 and 20.
All right. And this will
18,
be
1 and 18. So you're going to do like 1 or 5, right? And so then I'll read out the pep talk to you.
And there's 4 columns, right?
4 columns. So
okay, and this will be how we come up with the theme for next week's episode.
Oh, okay, awesome.
All right.
What's your first number?
6.
Okay, second number?
22. Oh, it's between 20?
It's 1 and 18.
Oh, okay. 18.
Okay. 2 more.
12,
Mm-hmm.
4.
All right.
6, 18, 12, 4. For those of you writing it down, shut up.
They're not actually numbered, so I actually have to count them to make it work. Okay, I'm now ready.
All right. Who came up with this damn thing?
I did. Of
Oh,
course. See?
all
Just be
right.
glad it doesn't involve Tabasco. Check it. The way you roll roars like a lion. So treat yourself.
Check it. The way you
The way you roll
roll
roars like a
is like a
lion.
lion. So check it.
So treat yourself.
Oh, so treat yourself. Check it. The way you roll roars like a lion. So treat yourself to a bottle of Tabasco. This episode is brought to you by Pussy Tabasco. That taste treat that you enjoy at Christmas time.
And never, ever again.
Hey, before we end this, I just want to give a quick shout out to my youngest daughter, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy sweat sex time.
Oh my God. She better not listen to this show.
She probably doesn't. She listens to good things.
Well, I feel like this is a good show, but I wouldn't want your 16-year-old daughter to listen to it.
I wouldn't care.
Okay.
I was listening to one of her playlists on Spotify.
Yeah.
And the song was really cool. Like, oh, this is a good song. I like, oh, this song is about cunnilingus. Okay.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
goes right with the theme of this episode.
Yeah.
Happy sweet 16, Bodie. You're a rock star.
You are too. And if only I think I'm 16 times 5 or something. No, not
Really?
quite.
No.
No, I'd be 16 times 4.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah, 16 times 4 would be
60.
Oh no, not yeah, no.
I'm
when do you turn 60?
On my birthday. Not this birthday, but a birthday down the line.
Down the line. Hey, what do you and your partner have planned for Christmas Day?
Oh, we haven't talked about it much. Usually we usually we go visit relatives, and this year it's going to be much more calm, close to home kind of thing. So I'm guessing she'll probably end up watching,
Elf.
New York Housewives or something.
Sex in the City.
I'm gonna watch Star Wars again.
All 28 of them. Hey, I saw there's a new Star Wars coming out.
Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a series that starts on December 29th that chronicles the return of Boba Fett after many decades of being lost to scriptwriters everywhere. He's finally made it out of the Sarlacc pit and back into our living rooms.
All right.
He's a little heavier, a little worse for wear, but it looks like he's going to take over where Jabba left off.
Oh, really? He's taking Jabba's place?
If you watch the trailer, it looks like he takes over Jabba's palace.
Wow. So he's got a princess in chains?
No, actually, he doesn't. He's more the set the princess free type, I think.
All right.
He's just a bounty hunter. He's not bad.
He's not bad. They just wrote him this way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then not long after that, we'll get the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Any movies in the works that you've heard of? See, I thought I had seen a movie that was.
Well, they put it all on the movies all on hold, but there were still a lot of them that were talked about. Like Rian Johnson still got like supposedly his own Star Wars trilogy that's not set anything near the Skywalker saga. And I think they're going to do that. They're just not going to do it right away.
So Eclipse is a game, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of game activity.
The Return of Boba Fett. Yeah, it looks like was oh, the holiday special just came up. The Christmas Star Wars special.
They need to do a new one of those, man.
Help cleanse the palate of steel
Well,
stains
just
from
give us two.
decades ago.
Like, it's been 50 years.
Oh my god, but that first one was so god awful.
Well, it's interesting you should say that because it had the commercial. The first version of Boba Fett was the animated thing in that, and Boba Fett's in that. That's his first
really?
appearance is in the holiday special
Wow.
in animated form.
Wow.
He has a big tuning fork weapon.
Nice. I know that tuning fork weapon.
Yeah. How about you? What are you doing on the Christmas?
Well, Christmas Eve, I'm going to go with my kids to my sister's in Dixon. She always have a big Christmas Eve bash with tamales and people bringing home cooked goods and spreading them around. And then the kids and I will spend the night here,
Yeah.
and we'll have breakfast probably, and then they're going to bounce. And
On
then
the
Candy and I,
26th, on Boxing
no,
Day?
no, on the 25th.
Got it.
So probably by 11, they're going to hit the road. And Candy and I just talked of this morning, hanging out, watching a movie and chilling.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Awesome. Do you know what Candy wants for Christmas?
Her 2 front teeth.
All right.
I don't know.